Hey, what's up, fam? I was planning on my next Goblin Slayer video to be on the review of episode 1. I've only done a little bit on it so far, but I figured it would be better to follow it on a much more consistent weekly basis than whenever the manga chapters come out, because there's 3 different series and all of them kind of do their own thing. But with the anime coming out, or already came out with episode 1, it looks like some people already seem to be crying on Twitter over it. And I find it absolutely hilarious in some of the responses, because some of them are hilarious in all regards. So if you don't know what Goblin Slayer is, it's kind of set in this world where goblins you're a threat. They're a problem. They're little grimy monsters that attack and raid and murder and rape, and they're all around bad, like horrid threats to the world, but not in a large scale. More of it's all like small town stuff. It's all like small villages and things. And a lot of the larger, like high level adventures either say like, oh, that's I'm not gonna go hunt goblins. That's either that's beneath me. I'm not gonna go do things that weak people should do. And then the weaker people like underestimate the goblins and end up getting screwed over in that, because and then you get the mid tier people are all like trying to progress and getting higher up. And a lot of the time, the the goblins seem to just murder every people, like half the people that go and fight them, because they go in unprepared, they go in unready, and it just kind of repeats the cycle of all these goblins like continuing their onslaughts. But with the main character, the Goblin Slayer, he has a extreme hatred for goblins. He absolutely despises them. He talks about how there are no good goblins; they're all trash, and he wants to kill them all. And it's confusing because people look at it like, oh man, this is some edgy, dark stuff. I mean, it's dark, but it makes sense. It makes sense given the world, given the setting. It's like a magic fantasy, but it's not like characters with absurd superpowers running around. It kind of keeps them to a degree, sort of kind of like Dark Souls levels of you can be strong, but if you know what you're doing, anything can still kill you if you're reckless. It actually feels a lot like a D&D game in some of the aspects of it. And I find the crying about it to be hilarious, because some people, you can see some of these comments in here talking about like, I'm tired of them perpetuating this rape culture, but it's weird because the only people in the series doing the rape are the goblins, and the goblins are being like driven and slaughtered by the Goblin Slayer, because all these guys that are actually doing like the murders and like the marauding and rape are being presented as being grotesque, horrid, like repugnant monsters that don't deserve mercy and have no rights. It's kind of weird, because why would you get into something, why would you be like, oh man, I can't believe something is dark and serious and like gory. Who would have guessed that, going into something called the Goblin Slayer has something to do with a guy slaughtering goblins, and explaining why the goblins in their world are absolute like trash creatures, and how nobody wants them around. It's absolutely crazy. It's a ridiculous notion to kind of go towards. It'd be like, oh man, I can't believe Tokyo Ghoul has cannibalism. Why am I watching this? Who wants to watch something with cannibalism? Like, I don't know, people who like dark stuff. It's absolutely ridiculous. Why would you could you not read the description of the series we're getting at it? And why would you read it and be like, or watch it and be like, oh man, I can't believe people would watch this. I mean, I don't watch Yuri on Ice and be like, oh my god, I can't believe this is a series about gay guys and ice skating. Who would ever watch this? Like, oh, gay guys and girls who want to watch gay dudes ice skate. Like, Goblin Slayer's like cool action and like dark fantasy. Of course, people are gonna like it. Do you not know that again? Dark Souls is a thing. Like this has so many like Dark Souls the anime like aspects to it. He's pretty much like Guts' younger brother, but instead of being like, I'm gonna go kill all the big demons and wipe out the God Hand, the Goblin Slayer is just like mentally like focused, laser pointed on one thing, that's killing goblins. It's crazy to think about. Like I keep saying, it's such a weird kind of notion to be towards. You know what you're getting into, and if you get into it, why are you leaving out of it and being like, oh man, I can't believe this exists. It's not a series like, it's not like, hey, let's go rape everyone in the series. It's let's kill and slaughter the things that are murdering and raping people. Like what is the problem here? What is the problem? It's silly. So check out Goblin Slayer if if you're not a pussy and you want to see something that's like, oh, hey, dark serious fantasy. I like this. This is cool. And if you don't like it, okay. You don't have to look at these people like it looks like they need therapy. It's crazy. I look forward to the following episodes triggering more of these people. Like, yeah, should we make everything rated G? Should everything be rated G for you people? I get all you do is watch like magical schoolgirls like go around and say cats from trees. And probably not even aware that there's dark magical schoolgirl stuff as well. I don't know, silly stuff. So drop a comment on if you're interested in Goblin Slayer, if you have seen it already. It's a lot of fun. I look forward to the coming episodes. I've been waiting for the anime for a while. It looks like the animation is solid, the action's solid. The story actually gets pretty deep with some of the characters, and I look forward to that. Anyway, so if you're subscribed to my channel, thank you very much. If you aren't, I'd appreciate if you would subscribe. And if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. Check out my other content and mostly manga stuff, Fairy Tail Eden Zero Black Clover, and hopefully Gambler's Parade. I got a review on that coming out soon. Anime stuff, Fairy Tail, Radiant, and Goblin Slayer. Look, hopefully I'll be able to get the Goblin Slayer episode 1 review out before more of these people cause any like uproars and crying online. I don't know why. Otherwise, thank you very much for listening.